All right, hey everyone, the numbers are in for the Panama City Beach housing and condo market for October 2023. I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. I'm going to go through the quick and easy version for those of you who don't really want to get into the weeds with this stuff. Most of you probably already know that I got specific into the details, neighborhood by neighborhood, condo project by condo project, a lot last month. So those videos are still up on the website, still up on the YouTube channel if you want to really get into it that way. I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview first on the GulfFront market without condos, then the GulfFront condo market, and then also go into the housing market. So we can just see kind of big picture stuff of what's happening in October. The market is not terribly active. It's almost like the gears are gummed up a little bit. And even though we certainly have less demand, a lot of that is due to higher interest rates. I'll show you what's happening with our supply levels. And then at the end, I want to give you a few pro tips on if you are thinking about selling, whether you're selling something between now and the end of the year or beginning of the first part of next year. I'll give you a few ideas on how you can easily stay up with what's going on in the market, and also a few tips when it is finally to launch some marketing and release something for sale. So let's get into it. First of all, the GulfFront market, and we're going to start GulfFront market. This is without condos. And so our months of inventory number, remember, 5 or 6 months of inventory is a balanced market. So anything higher than that will be a buyer's market. In June, we were at about 3.67. We've moved up a lot in the last few months. We're up to 28 months of inventory in the GulfFront market right now. If you look at October numbers, that was a jump. What was that? It was a jump from 14 and a half to 28. We're almost twice as slow in the month of October. There are a little bit that goes into that. First of all, there was a lot of activity earlier in the year as some of the Margaritaville cottages closed out in Bidawee. And also we're analyzing such a small subset of data there. I don't want to get too wrapped up in how slow that market is, especially since it's seasonal. But if you want to look at some of the specific numbers in that market, looking at, this is anything except for condos. If you look at attached units, this is not attached single family like it sounds. An attached unit, we actually had 11% more units up for sale this year, 20. New listings, though, were down 22%. Good sales activity in that market. There were 10 that have sold so far year to date, 66% more than the year before, 25% more have sold this year in that market. Sold volume is up 80%. I don't want to go too much into average sales price. I'll show you median sales price in a minute. That's a better number of what's happening with pricing. Duplex units, not a lot of activity there. You can kind of scan through that yourself. The one that where most of the activity is, of course, is the detached single family market. Again, this is on the Gulf, detached single family in Panama City Beach. This year, we have 39 homes that have been for sale so far year to date. That's down 17%. New homes coming up for sale, new listings hitting the market is down 30%. Again, a lot of that has to do with Margaritaville, since a lot of that was released last year. And again, the same thing here. The number going under contract is down this year. 13 have gone under contract or pending this year versus 25 last year. Again, a lot of that, a lot of those Margaritaville GulfFront sales were contracted last year. The number sold, though, just the opposite. It's up 76% because we've had 23 closings this year. Again, somewhat supported by those GulfFront Margaritaville closings, but that's still a healthy number of GulfFront detached single-family homes that have sold in Panama City Beach. A little bit of activity in multifamily. Median sales price, this is just on detached single-family. The median sales price currently is 3.8, a little over 3.8 million. That's actually up from the prior 4 to 6 months. We're at 3.7 million, which is even up more from the prior 7 to 12 months at 3.65 million. So again, a lot of that has to do with some strong pricing on the new product over in Margaritaville. Oops, I gotta get the collar right, man. It's on screen. All right, so let's go into the GulfFront condo market. And again, remember, if you find these videos helpful, hit the subscribe button. Maybe share this with some people you want. A couple of videos we have coming out pretty soon are talking about the new vacation rental ordinance The county has a version. The city now has a version. We're going to go into that. So anybody who's doing vacation rentals needs to know about that for sure. Also going to talk about a little bit about the lawsuit that's happening in the real estate industry and some other things. So please subscribe if you want to keep on top of that. All right, GulfFront Condo Market. Same idea generally as the GulfFront housing market, but not as extreme. We've gone from 4.96 months of inventory to 9.42 months of inventory in October. That's just sliding into buyer market territory this last month. The condo market's actually been decently steady, although slow like a lot of the market. That market, really, you see a lot of differences building to building to building. There's some buildings that are much more active. There are some buildings that have more challenges. So again, if you want the specifics, condo project by condo project, check out the website or our YouTube channel. I'll put the website down below in the comments or in the description so that you can see that. And it's easy to get to. Again, if you don't see your condo project or neighborhood listed in any of this, let me know. I get requests all the time for that, and I'll give you a report like this for your neighborhood or condo project. I'm still catching up on 2 or 3 requests from last week, but we'll have those out shortly. So again, the GulfFront condo market's moved up so far year to date. It's not as bad as some people think and feel, although there's some signs in pricing that I think we have to pay attention to. The number of new listings is down this year, down 13%. The number of contracts written is down 21%. We have 30% fewer sales. Of course, that equates to 28% less volume. This is interesting. The median sales price, look down here, is $535,000 on sales. 4 to 6 months ago, it was $490,000, but 7 to 12 months ago, going back a year, it was $537,000. So the market, interestingly, has seemed flat if you look at the big picture. Now, I would highly, highly encourage you to look at this project by project, because there are some projects that are definitely already showing signs of, I don't know if we want to go so far as to call it depreciation yet, but there's some serious price adjustments in a few buildings on the beach. So especially if you're buying, some tremendous opportunity there. Going into the housing market now, Panama City Beach housing. Months of inventory, again, has been creeping up. We were at 3.36 in June, 5.64 in September, which is teetering on buyer market territory. We're up to 6.39, which is still, just on the soft side of buyer market territory. Again, that is taking into account resales and new construction. If you start to dig into it again, neighborhood by neighborhood, you can see that especially resales have some challenges right now with so much new construction product in the market, and builders offering nice incentives on new construction project. But still not awful. Again, just a slower sales activity generally. Looking at everything except condos, attached single family, starting on the first line, we had a little more activity there. I'll skim through this. We're down 8% in sales, down 2% in sales. For anything that's an attached unit, those would be things like Ward Creek, Hathaway Townhomes, Annabella's Townhomes, Palmetto Trace has some of those. Detached single family market, where the bulk of the activity is. We were 12% down on the number of new listings. The number of contracts written down 11%. The number of sales down 11%. You're starting to feel the trend there. Sold volumes just about the same, because we were down 11%, but pricing was a little higher. Here's some of the multifamily and quad numbers. Similar story here in multifamily, down 40% number of new listings, no sales. Quads had a couple of sales here, up 33%. Median sales price just for detached single family. Where'd it go? 7 to 12 months ago, $520,000 across Panama City Beach. 4 to 6 months ago, it was $510,000. Currently, it's $520,000 again. So interesting that, again, the overall housing market is still showing signs of, as slow as things feel, pricing across the board still hasn't felt a huge impact yet. It's almost that we're still in sort of a wait and see mentality. If interest rates stay the same or certainly come down slightly, we're expecting that can start the gears turning again, and we could see an uptick in sales activity, which can help pricing. If we see interest rates tick up a little bit, that could be a real challenge for all markets, and where we could see pricing hurt in the short term. So it's an interesting constricted market right now. We don't have, if we're looking at supply and demand, a lot of times we can look at one or the other, but right now supply levels are coming up slightly in some areas. Demand is off. Things are just slower, almost kind of, again, wait and see what might happen. A couple things, if you are considering selling and are worried potentially about where things may be heading in the spring, where we do see a price tick down, especially I've seen some condo buildings where you're seeing some lower sales already. If you are concerned about that, a couple tips, pro tips between now and when you'd be putting something up on the market. First of all, our e-alert system is a really easy way to keep up to date with pricing. It's very, very simple. Anytime something comes up for sale, changes price, or closes, sells in your neighborhood or condo project, you can get an email. And this is coming straight from our real estate system. It's very accurate. It's not what Zillow says or Realtor.com says or what your neighbor says. It's very, very accurate information. And if you really want to stay on top of the market, this can come out to you instantly as soon as anything happens in your area. If you just want to sort of keep an overview of things, we can set it up to come to you once a week, once a month, something like that. So if you have a particular area, neighborhood, condo project in mind, let me know. Also, pro tip, when it is time to sell. One of the most important statistics I can stress to anybody is, in this day and age of the internet, condos, houses that are marketed with video are seen online 403% more often than those that aren't. And that number, it's probably a no-brainer, not much of a surprise, as much as all of us are on YouTube, Reels, all those things. So make sure, though, that you're marketing with video. Make sure that your marketing plan includes video. Make sure, just like we talk about with photos in real estate, that you don't have photos that are taken by a camera or some old phone, that you have really professionally well-shot photos. It's the same thing in video. There's a big difference between just walking through a room or a building or a condo project or a house carrying a cell phone versus having a professional videography team come in, and ideally someone touring you through explaining things. So professionally shot video, better than not. Remember, 403% of the time, or units, houses, condos that are marketed with video are seen 403% more often than those with aren't. So super, super important. Easiest way to get in touch with me if you want to get on that e-alert system. Again, a new number that's a really easy way to get a hold of me, 850-290-0417. You can call or text. Just let me know what you'd like to be signed up for. If you have any questions about real estate in general, let me know. Again, I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Thanks for watching.